Today on the channel, we build the Commissioner Shawn Michaels and we rank Monday Night Wars Series 4 from my least favorite to my favorite.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another set rankings and Build-A-Figure build. And today we're doing Monday Night Wars Series 4 with Commissioner HBK, of course, for all your Monday Night Wars needs. Who knows at this point? We're going to call it Walmart, but for everything else under the sun, hit up Ringside Collectibles, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. And of course, the beginning half here, we're going to talk about this Commissioner Build-A-Figure Shawn Michaels, and in the back half, including Shawn, we're going to rank the entire way from my least favorite to my favorite, and that's what we're going to do here today. And we're going to start off with Shawn Michaels Build-A-Figure. Should be a fairly quick one right here. We do get extra hands. We got the finger-pointing hands. If you're a commissioner, you're going to be telling people what to do. You might even tell them what you're going to do, brother. You might even give them one of those. So that does work right here. And as we can see, Shawn does fit on a Mattel Ringside Collectible stand. Of course, use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%. But we do get Shawn as a commissioner and a manager-style body, I guess. Suited body is what we'll call it right here. You do get the cowboy hat in black, looking really nice. Happy to report the cowboy hat fits on the head very well. That is a far cry from the last one. And of course, we're going to bring out the Commissioner Build-A-Figure Shawn Michaels from the flashback Walmart wave back in the day. And we'll compare the two here. But Shawn looking very nice as long as this hat fits really good on him. Everything goes together as far as Build-A-Figure on this one fairly easy. However, the waist on this one, usually they lock in, never to be removed. I cannot get this one to snap in. I mean, it'll stay, but a simple pull, it will pull away. So for whatever reason, it's not clicking all the way in and locking for me. It's locking enough, but very easy to be removed. So your mileage may vary on that, but I haven't had that issue with the Build-A-Figure in a long time. Usually the Build-A-Figures, you plug them together like that, and they're glued. It's like they're glued in there, never to be removed. This one, not the case. So once again, your mileage may vary right there. But let's start with Shawn Michaels here. Start with his head sculpt. Got the big open mouth going on, teeth showing. It's like he's telling Stone Cold this is the way it's going to be or something like that. Hair slicked back in a long ponytail. Looking a little bit like he has no neck, though. The head just definitely sits on the body, and it's just like he's like this. There's no neck for old Shawn. Commissioner Shawn Michaels lost his neck somewhere in the process there. But an interesting head scan. I would have probably preferred more of a stoic, normal head scan for him instead of kind of screaming like he's in the middle of a match or something, but not a deal breaker. And we've had so many Shawn Michaels through the years, you could probably find one you could mix and match and move around if you really wanted to. Moving on to the body, you got the suit coat there. You got a gray undershirt going on, black suit coat over the top, black arms on this one. We've seen those before. Looking very good, of course. Arms go all the way around for us, and then you get a bicep cut. Double-jointed pinless elbows on this suited body here. Gripping hands out of the package. You got two gripping hands, removable, of course, back and forth, side to side. You do get an ab crunch in there. The problem is, I was just going to say it, you try to do the ab crunch, that legs will just drop out on you. So, not sure, once again, what's up with the legs on mine, but it is kind of a bit frustrating is what we'll call it there. You do get the legs. Oh my gosh, legs go up and you got that Mattel bounce back and you try to put the legs up, he crumples in half. So once again, not sure how to get that to lock a little bit better. Just not going to happen. And I can't even get it to stay in at all. Look at that. Oh my gosh, what are we doing, Shawn? I don't like that a whole lot, that's for sure. So I don't know. Usually it locks in. It's just not locking for me. No matter how hard I push it together, how much I turn it trying to snap it together, it's just not going. And now I can't even get it to stay in at all at this point. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're back in the saddle again right there. But man, very frustrating. Hopefully I can get that fixed. I'd be interested if you have this, if you're having the same issues I do. We do get a thigh cut there. Double jointed pinless knees, looking good. Ankles back and forth, side to side. So Shawn Michaels in all of his commissioner glory right here today. Looking only like a Commissioner Michaels could look. But we did talk about it. I'm going to put him back on a stand here, ringside stand. Make sure you get the Mattel one, as I always say. But I'm going to bring out the last Commissioner Michaels figure we had. A very frustrating figure for a lot of collectors. Of course, Harley Hysteria. Nobody could find that Harley race figure. And without Harley, your Build-A-Figure could not be completed. So it was very frustrating for a lot of people. And I'm very, very happy that Mattel gave us a different Commissioner Michaels. It's similar but different. It's still a suited Michaels, but they went black instead of brown. Gave us a different head sculpt. Really, really, this is the way I would like to see greatest hits and things done. Give us, I get it, you're going for the same thing, but give us a repaint, especially on something like this. This definitely works for me. Of course, pin joints over on the old one, pinless on the new ones. There is tons of stuff here to be dangerous. Definitely feels like a totally new figure, not something we had in the past, because it is totally new, all things considered. Depends, do you like it better in the brown or black? I kind of do like this brown one a little bit. I don't like the cowboy hat, how it barely fits on his head here. Fits a lot better over on this side, there's no doubt. But definitely cool. Definitely two versions of Shawn Michaels as a commissioner. I just think I do prefer the brown. However, this isn't bad for what it is. And this is one of those ones, too, where you could use this body for almost anybody if you wanted to. Pop this head off, use this body, and you got a new custom. So if you have this one, you don't need another Commissioner Michaels, you're fine. You could maybe swap this head over to here. You could have all this all good. You could use this for a custom Adam Pearce or a Nick Aldis or something like that if you wanted to. Choose your own adventure, as we love to say here on the channel. But not so bad. Definitely a good one for a Build-A-Figure. I don't know if this would set the world on fire if it was a part of a regular Elite line, something like that. It is Shawn Michaels, so it does have star power, but I like the idea of this as a Build-A-Figure more than just a regular release. At least that's me here in Monday Night Wars Series 4. So there's Shawn Michaels. Now we got to bring up the rest of the gang. Let's rank them from my least favorite to my favorite. All right, time to rank Monday Night Wars Series 4 from my least favorite to my favorite. As usual, this is my list, so it's 100% right because it's my list, just like your list is 100% right. And put your list down in the comments, but put them in order. That's the hard part. That is the fun part in these rankings, of course. And we got 5 figures in total here. I am not counting the DDP regular one because who knows when we're ever going to get that figure. It could be months, could be years from now. You never know. Maybe it'll never show up. We do got the Chase DDP. For me, all you're basically doing is having different colored jeans. There's not a whole lot of difference between the two, so we're just going to count them as the same as what we're going to do here. You can do it however you want to. I do think I would prefer the lighter jeans, though, for those keeping track at home. So if I was putting it, the lighter one would be just a hair ahead of this one. That's just me, though. Your mileage may vary, once again. But here we got 5 figures. Let's start off at number 5. Number 5, interesting. I think I'm going to go with the Big Boss Man, though. We've had this twice before. We had it in the Battle Pack with the British Bulldog. And then, of course, we had the former Elite, like Elite 47 or whatever it was way back in the day. I like the extra hands, give it a little bit more personality. He's loaded with all the extra hands as well. He's got the cuffs, he's got the nightstick, he's got all that stuff, the SWAT hat. He's got all the bells and whistles. It just doesn't feel as special. And even though that old figure was so long ago, it feels like it wasn't that long ago for whatever reason. So it doesn't feel as exciting as maybe some of the other ones here on the list. It's also very strange that you can definitely tell the difference between the other one, because the other one he had the black gloves on, and I kind of think of him more with the black gloves on, so I think I do prefer that one maybe by a hair. Head sculpt is good enough on this one as well. Not a bad figure, especially if you don't have this version of the Big Boss Man in your collection. You got to pick this one up. So not terrible, just coming in last on my list here at number 5. Then we go down to number 4. I'm going to go Shawn Michaels Build-A-Figure. Very frustrating with not sticking together, as we did see in this review. I'm a big Shawn Michaels guy. No, I'm not. I'm more of a Bret Hart guy. But Shawn Michaels, I respect him for what he's done. It just doesn't set my world on fire. And like I said, a perfect Build-A-Figure to me would feel a bit like a wasted slot in a regular Elite line. So this definitely works for where they positioned it. And it does fill a niche in a lot of collectors' holes in their collection by replacing the Walmart one that maybe they never got because of that original Harley race. So very cool to Mattel to get this out there for the masses. And I say the masses, who knows if everybody will be able to track these down. I guess we'll see what happens in the future. But Build-A-Figure Shawn Michaels, Commissioner Michaels coming in at number 4. Down to the final 3 here. This is a fairly easy set for me to rank. I'm going to go Steve Austin here at number 3 right in the middle slot. A very cool Stone Cold, a very memorable Stone Cold. And it's because of that shirt, because of the handcuffs. I'm using Big Boss Man's handcuffs on him. I'm going to have him locked up like that. Just a very memorable Steve Austin from the night Vince McMahon finally got a stunner. Definitely a moment in history. history and a pivotal point, really, in the Attitude Era. So definitely worthy of inclusion in this set. But Stone Cold, he just doesn't feel very toyetic. He's toyetic in his own way, but there's not millions of different attires like we've seen with Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, some of the other heavy hitter Hall of Famers. He just doesn't have that much. Basically, you switch his t-shirt and that's it. Not saying that's a bad thing. It's just the truth of Steve Austin, and that's where this one fits right here. But a very cool one. One that definitely needed to be included in the Monday Night Wars, if you ask me. Down to the final two, and like I said, this is pretty easy for me. Of course, going Mr. Perfect at number 1. Curt Hennig, Rap is Crap. DDP at number 2. DDP, very cool. Definitely an upgrade from our prior edition of DDP figures. One we were supposed to get with the Nitro stage, never happened. We got it pivoted into the Elite line, and that's what we have right here is the Chase and the Dark Pants. Light Pants are going to be the regular release. At least that's what we're told as of now. We'll stay tuned for that. Definitely a lot of different hands with this one, so you can mix and match, make it feel different between the two. You got the, I always want to say wrist tape, waist tape in black. You got it in white with the other version. You can mix and match, have one with them on, one with it off. So there's enough to make them feel totally different from each other. I do appreciate that. But DDP coming in at a strong number 2, but easily number 1 for me. Had a lot of fun singing along with Curt Hennig and the West Texas Rednecks in the unboxing of this one. But it is the 2-in-1 Curt Hennig figure. I will definitely be picking up another version of this one. You get the full NWO t-shirt garb and the real shirt to put over the top. You get 2 heads, one for the West Texas Rednecks, one for the NWO. You get the guitar, which is always fun, all the extra hands. Just a lot to like about this Curt Hennig figure. Definitely a must-have from Series 4, and easily for me, the number 1 selection. Just a fun figure. I would love in some world to be able to get Kendall and Barry Windham and Bobby Duncombe Jr. I don't think it'll probably ever be in the cards, but man, it'd be fun to have the West Texas Rednecks in a corner of my WCW shelf somewhere. But Curt Hennig will just have to do for now. Just a very fun figure. Don't sleep on this one. No doubt about it. So Monday Night Wars Series 4 concludes. We move our attention to Series 5, and I think there's a Monday Night Wars Greatest Hits in there somewhere as well. Be interested to see how deep this line goes. Will it go past the championship rounds? I don't know. It feels like we're losing a little gas with some of these re-releases, things like that. I think this Boss Man, for instance, could have been in the Greatest Hits line, the Legends Greatest Hits line, the Vault line. It could have been one of those instead of the Monday Night Wars. And the sad thing about the Monday Night Wars line, much like the WCW invasion of WWE, the star power just isn't quite there to do that. We'd love to have Ernest the Cat Miller. We'd love Disco Inferno. We'd love Norman Smiley. Give us the Luchadors. It just seems like we're not going to get any of those characters, at least as of right now. And we're just going to get more of the DDPs, the Hulk Hogan, some of the usual suspects, which do fit, but I think a lot of us at this point really want some more of the deep-cut WCW talent from way back in the day. Give us Chronic. Give us all those guys. That would be fun. It just seems like it's not going to be in the card. So you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit, I guess, at this point. But a good set here in Series 4, and bring on the next series. I'll be here for them on the channel. But will you? What are your thoughts on this series so far? Who do you want to see in the Monday Night Wars line? What are your thoughts on this set? How are you ranking this set? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon. Patreon, the best way to support this YouTube channel and all the content it does bring. You can also support the channel at PetersonTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on the X, the _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, and on Instagram. So for Monday Night Wars Series 4, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.